In the heart of Africa, the Democratic Republic of Congo is today the scene of a humanitarian and geopolitical drama of unprecedented scale. Yet, the world looks elsewhere. Félix Tshisekedi, president of a country at war, fights almost alone to defend the sovereignty of a betrayed nation.
Privilégions la voie du dialogue, mais toujours avec lucidité, tout en restant fermement résolus à défendre notre territoire et notre souveraineté par tous les moyens nécessaires.
Nation, while millions of Congolese live under the threat of armed groups, the plundering of resources reaches new heights and the shadow of foreign powers hangs over this crisis. A burning question arises: why this inaction? When Kuwait was invaded by Iraq in 1990, the international community mobilized in record time. A coalition of 35 countries was deployed under the eyes of the United Nations with more than 750,000 soldiers mobilized. The military intervention quickly forced Iraq to retreat. But in the DRC, where more than 6 million deaths have been recorded since the start of this conflict in the east of the country, no large-scale action has been taken. This report delves into the depths of this injustice, dissects the responsibilities, and highlights the power games that stifle the hope of a people. For decades, the DRC has been plagued by foreign incursions disguised as local rebellions. The M23 armed group, officially defeated in 2013, resurfaced in 2021 with increased strength. According to several reports, notably those from the UN, this group is supported militarily and logistically by Rwanda. In October 2023, a United Nations expert report confirmed that the Rwandan army was involved in the fighting alongside the M23. The human impact is catastrophic. More than 7 million internally displaced people in the DRC. More than 1,300 civilians killed in 2023 in the provinces of North Kivu and Ituri, according to the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. More than 500,000 Congolese refugees in Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. These figures, worthy of a silent genocide, are nevertheless ignored by the international community. The objective of this mass invasion is clear: to weaken the Congolese state and maintain chaos which benefits economic predators. Behind the front lines, entire convoys of the coltan, gold and cobalt disappear, fueling a parallel economy that enriches the executioners of the Congolese people. The DRC rose 70% of the world's reserves of cobalt, an essential metal for batteries in electric cars and smartphones. In 2022, nearly 60% of the coltan extracted in the DRC was illegally exported to Rwanda, which resold it on international markets under a false designation of origin. The illegal exploitation of Congolese mines generates more than $1 billion per year for armed groups and complicit companies. Meanwhile, more than 64% of Congolese live under the poverty line, with an average income of $1.9 per day. Faced with this situation, President Félix Tshisekedi refuses to give up.
Une riposte vigoureuse et coordonnée contre ces terroristes et leurs parrains est en cours.
Since coming to power in 2019, he has increased diplomatic initiatives, multiplication of international summits, Nairobi, Luanda, Addis Ababa, to find peaceful solutions. Signature of military agreements with Angola and Burundi to secure the border of the DRC. Launch of the Army Reform Program to restructure the FARDC, which the acquisition of the new military equipment. But these efforts come up against scandalous international inertia. History is replete with examples where nations under attack have benefited from massive support. Ukraine has received more than $100 billion in military aid since 2022. Kuwait was liberated in 1991, thanks to a dazzling military intervention. Israel benefits from financial support of more than $3.8 billion per year from the United States. Why does the DRC not benefit from any support of this type? Behind every war in Africa, there are colossal economic interests. The DRC, with its rare minerals, is adult prey for multinationals profiting from the chaos. Tesla, Apple, Samsung and other digital giants use its cobalt mine in the DRC. In 2022, the illicit trade in natural resources represented a shortfall of more than $24 billion for the DRC. The most tragic, these multinationals, although indirectly complicit, have never been concerned by international sanctions. The great powers advocate democracy and human rights, but turn a blind eye to the DRC. The United Nations, present in the DRC since 1999 with MONUSCO, failed to prevent the massacre. The United States and the European Union verbally condemn, but take no concrete action. The African Union is conspicuous by its absence, unable to bring together a coalition to defend a member state. The crime committed against the Congolese people must be judged. Multinationals that profit from illegal resource exploitation must be prosecuted. A rapid intervention force must be deployed to protect civilian populations. What is happening today in the DRC goes beyond a simple regional conflict. It is a battle for justice and sovereignty. To let it happen is to accept that some nations are worth more than others. President Tshisekedi must not be left alone. He embodies a fight for the survival of his people. History will harshly judge those who look the other way today. The awakening of the Congo is inevitable. The question is, how many more deaths will it take before the world finally opens its eyes?